As in the future, I'm always going to check out Kid Dynamite's World because he did give a good heads up about PSL being sold by insiders on April 28th and during August and September. So today he's got a very good tip on here. There's a classic, and I agree with this 110%. S&P 500 is completing a Hulkamania formation, without a doubt. And you could see this is a Hulkamania formation. Absolutely. There's the raised arm. It goes down into the bicep. There's the bicep, where that's the head. And there's the arm pointing ahead, which means it's going to go up, 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 and it's going to get slammed down by Hulk Hogan. So, obviously, that's what's going on. And it's he points out on here some very good advice. He says, a word of warning for eager short sellers. The Hulkamania formation can continue for longer than you can remain solvent. And that is the key. So, yeah, it's quite humorous because, I always, charts do tell you things, but, obviously it's not the whole facet of everything that you need to look at. And I don't know if you need tarot cards. I wouldn't play that game, but it's almost that way. And when you're looking at charts, it's almost like tarot cards. But I thought that was quite humorous. But the thing is, it's true in a way. We're getting set up for a bull trap. I don't know, what do you want to call it? Well, same old deal. You're going to get all the pundits out there. I know this is mainly the silver crowd listening on this, but I think it's anything in the commodities. It's going to get pumped up, pumped up, pumped up. There's a lot of funds out there, triple leverage, that are coming out, newer funds. Get the people in there, the little guys in there. Very easy to just click a button electronically, buy something. And you're going to get all these guys, and I'll tell you, honestly, I know people hate hearing this, but I don't trust Bob Chapman at all. Not at all. Sorry. I know some people agree with that. And some people are picking it up. I'm noticing on posts in Kiko forums that they're picking up on things, but I already decided quite a while ago. Anyway, and I'm pretty good at picking up on that kind of stuff. I don't trust the Alex Jones show with his advice and her financial advice. And Lindsey Williams is getting fed a bunch of garbage now. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And, I mentioned about, well, I'll look at this chart in a little bit, but I mentioned about the premium on the PSOV. And, it dropped from about 24.5% to 9.1%. And when he did the offering, then it's down to about 7% today. And the latest I checked, I'm keeping track of this thing. So that's also going to judge when I'm going to sell off this stuff. But I want to take some good profits because I know silver's going to go way up. Now, actually, when I'm looking at this investment vehicle, I don't like it because of this stuff. Because I don't know when he's going to do a premium. To me, I'd have no idea. Absolutely no idea when he's going to do another offering and drop down a premium. Absolutely no idea. That's what I hate about it. That's like, and only he would know. So I don't like that. But anyway, I know there's people out there who consider this guy their hero, and he's taking silver off the market. But I don't know. Well, what I'm telling you right now is I'm being honest on this thing, and I'm not trying to be against these people, but I'm telling you flat out, I see these people as they're screwing the little guy too. The little guy's getting screwed from the astronomical pie in the sky silver pundits, and he's getting screwed by the Wall Street crowd at the same time. So watch. And I don't know the future. I'm not going to tell you that. I know which way the price is going. I personally think right now, if I was going to take a guess, it's kind of like silver had a good recovery for 20. It went up 20%, right? I mean, yeah, I know it was down, but if you look at it, what it moved percentage-wise, it moved a lot. Yes, it can go a lot higher, but it might pull back a little bit. It kind of makes sense. Where also you might see a little hiccup with the euro. The euro is not going to fall apart right away. But I also want to comment a little bit more about that euro. Go by the advice of Jim Rogers and Mark Faber. They say the euro is going to have a big problem in the future, and everything's going to have a bigger problem. There's going to be a bigger crash in the future, and they're saying they don't know when. And you know what? I think they're being 110% honest when they're saying they don't know when. That's why they're diversified into cash, stocks, the precious metals, and real estate. They don't know, and they don't even have everything in every country. In one country, it's split in different countries. Obviously, the little guy can't do that. But yes, definitely hold on to the silver coins. The coins are going to be doing good. But I want to go into something that I think will be an indication that can be a help that when commodities and silver are going into a speculative bubble, like it's getting ahead of itself. And yeah, I know it should be worth a lot more. I know. I'm not trying to knock that. Just bear with me because I'm trying to give people. I want to make the right decision, and I'm going to try to pass on some information so people don't get screwed up. Well, let me get this out of this article first. This was actually from an article. I'll post the link. It's called A Fistful of Euros, off the Clint Eastwood movie, Fistful of Dollars. It was Fistful of Euros. That was the title of the article on this. Global manufacturing steadies. Steady as she goes, or does she? Well, it's the numbers are looking good for global manufacturing recently, but they're not as good as the average yet. Basically, that's the gist of it. The year got off much better foot than might be expected, at least as far as the global manufacturing is concerned. As the J.P. Morgan report puts it, global manufacturing sector continued to record a below-trend growth at the start of 2012 at 51.2 in January 2012. The J.P. Morgan Global Manufacturing PMI rose to a 7th-month high, which is good, but it's still below the long-run average of 51.8. It's got to be over 50, or else that's really bad. That's the deal. That's the deal with this stuff. Manufacturing output expanded for the second successive month in January as new orders rose for the first time since last August. Now, a lot of times, that's good for the metals. And now I'm going to cut right to the chase, but I'm going to go over this chart, but I'm going to cut right to the chase just to give you the point of what I'm going to say. Is if you start seeing this PMI number going down for some, when nobody pays attention to this stuff. That's what pisses me. Well, smart people pay attention to it, but if you look on YouTube and you're listening to all these other people, a lot of people don't pay attention to it. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but I'll knock Alex Jones or something, Chapman. That stuff is really, well, you people ain't going to want it. Most people are not going to want to hear it, but that, I think, is a total racket. And you better watch. But what I'm just saying is, the more professional people will look at this PMI index a lot. If it starts going down and you're seeing the commodities still going up, that could be an indication of a speculative bubble. I mean, to me, that's a very good indication. Common sense tells you that. But you might hear, if you're listening to a lot of other people out there, like the rah-rah cheerleaders for, all the silver going up, you're going to think it's still going to go up. And, if you're looking at a chart or something like that, and I don't want to knock this, I'm not saying that technicals are bad. Don't get me wrong about that. I'm not trying to knock anybody here, except for some of the really big guys, because I think those guys know better. But if you're looking at a chart and you're seeing it go up, 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 you don't know when that curve is going to go down, right? And I know it's for margin rate increases and stuff like that. But if the PMI is going down, the manufacturing index for globally, and say, you look at individual countries and stuff, if that's going down, that could lead to CME. And I know they're bad guys. I'm not trying to say they don't do things on purpose and there's inside information, but that could lead to CME to raise margins, to prick the bubble, bring it down because the global manufacturing slowing down, and that means the prices shouldn't be going up. So, and I'm not, I hope nobody gets me wrong. I'm not trying to, I don't know, some people might say I'm being a shill for the banksters, but that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that's an indication possibly to look at a roundabout time when they're going to knock silver down. Watch this PMI. Watch it. And, here's a chart. So, I mean, you look at what was happening to the PMI with, during 2008. Obviously, it was horrible, right? Really horrible. But it actually hit its low in the end of 2008 after the markets crashed and everything. It doesn't actually follow the price of commodities per se exactly, even on an average, or the markets, this S&P 500, but it pretty much does. It pretty much does. A roundabout way. But if you want to notice, like in early 2011, the PMI was rising in January and February, and it looks like in March it started descending. And really, silver was taking off, I think it was like February on, right? February, March, and April. But if you're watching this, that would also give you an indication that something's not right, because this is a global manufacturing index, and it should be that means that there was less supply being taken off the market. It's kind of like a very roundabout thing that's going on, but if you're seeing, it wasn't just silver that was going up, it was all commodities going up at that time. So if you see another similar situation like this, that'll give you a good indication as also to get out of the market, when to get the hell out, or when they're going to do margin rate increases. Now, it's not going to be an exact date, obviously, but use this as a tool. I'm going to use this as a tool, and I'm going to keep looking this up all the time. And as you can see, that we've had this nice increase in the PMI in the last couple months. So things are heating up again, which is good. But that it doesn't follow the precious metals price exactly. But it should give you a heads up when things are getting too far ahead of itself. So I just want to point this out, and be wary, because I don't care how high silver goes today, or whatever it goes to. I think it's going to do fantastic this year. There's going to be a lot of people telling people to hold after it crashes, and I like to see a lot of people catch it on the right side, not just the big guys. And I'm hoping I am. That's for sure. So just want to make a quick video on this. It's the PMI and the global manufacturing PMI. They're going for like the USA, and they're going for Europe, they're going for China, and all this kind of crap. Global's probably a good one to go by, and it's by our friends at JP Morgan. They're not gonna screw around with this data. I mean, you could trust this. I know a lot of people don't like JP Morgan, but they got people on there that know what the hell they're doing. They'll give you good numbers. They're not gonna screw around with this crap. So it's something that's a good tool to use. So if you start seeing silver going up to $75, $80 an ounce, and all of a sudden the PMI has been going down for the last month, I'm out of there. I'll tell you that. I'm out of there. I think on the Sprott fund, I'm going to be out of there. It's around 60, and especially if the premium's like 20-something% or more, it'll be gone. And I'll start selling off physical at a certain price too. So that's the way I'm going to play it. But there's a lot of people out there that got too much money. They need to have some silver, right? And I'll buy it back cheaper if I can.